Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. For today's video, we are going to go through the best and worst landing spots for the top 10 NBA free agents post Anthony Davis trade. So, of course, a lot of teams had certain plans for the free agency and offseason and draft, everything like that, based off of what happened to Anthony Davis. So, of course, the landscape is totally different out there. So, what exactly we're going to do here is we are going to go ahead and see the teams and the players that are listed. I'm going to give you guys my opinion. If I do think that is the best or the worst choice for that specific free agent and why or why not. So yes, if you guys can do me a quick favor and please drop a like on this video. Help me get to 1,000 likes, guys. It only takes a second of your time. And as always, I am posting daily on my second channel, Extra Crispy. That channel's doing amazing, guys. So I would love if you went over there and supported that just by dropping the subscription. Thank you all so much. All right, here we go. So the first player we have listed is Khris Middleton. Khris Middleton, I think he's a fantastic player. You know, he was an all-star last season. He just is a good, second guy of any NBA franchise, maybe a third guy in certain circumstances, but the best landing spot we have listed is Milwaukee Bucks. And this I do agree with, because sometimes a player goes to a team, you know, he was originally drafted by the Pistons and eventually went to Milwaukee Bucks, found a home there, and it's just like the system complemented him very well. He just does a really good job in his role, and there's no guarantees when you go to a different team that you're going to mesh in. So, you know, I do think the Bucks would give him a near max contract, if not a max contract. So it's like, you get to stay with the team that you just became a great player on, you get paid, and you get to play with Giannis. Come on, man. Giannis should be MVP by now. What are we waiting for? NBA announced that by now. Then also we have, for the worst landing spot, the New York Knicks. So yes, this isn't so bad for Khris Middleton as it is for the New York Knicks, because let's be honest, man. Knicks Nation, Knicks tape, I'll feel bad for you all, because I all know y'all were out there photoshopping pictures of Zion Williamson and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in Knicks uniforms, and yeah, that's not happening anymore. Kevin Durant could still possibly happen, but wouldn't that just be sad if, after all that, they end up signing, Khris Middleton and Tobias Harris to max contracts? Good NBA players, not going to win you a championship, plain and simple. So, I do agree with that from a Knicks standpoint. Next up, we got Tobias Harris. Speak of the devil right there, bro. Best landing spot, the Philadelphia 76ers. This one I actually disagree with. I think the best landing spot is still the Utah Jazz, just because Tobias, Rudy Gobert, that front court, their styles of play would complement each other very well. Rudy Gobert's never really got to play with a good stretch big. Sure, Jay Crowder substitutes in every now and then or starts every now and then, but Derek Favors is not really optimal. So it's like Tobias, not really a great defender. Rudy Gobert makes up for that. Rudy Gobert is not really going to freaking kill you in the scoring department outside of, scoring on the inside stuff. So Tobias makes up for that. Becomes a second scoring option on that team alongside Donovan Mitchell. Would be absolutely amazing. I think it's a perfect fit. And then the worst landing spot, New York Knicks. As it says right there, a lot of the same points apply from Khris Middleton. So yeah, exactly what I said about that. Just not who the Knicks were hoping for when everything's said and done. Next up, we got Nikola Vucevic. So the best landing spot is the Los Angeles Lakers. This one I do not agree with at all. This makes no sense. You have Kuzma at the 4, Anthony Davis at the 5. I'm not saying Vucevic is a bad player. If he went to the Lakers, sure, it would still be fine, because Kuzma would probably come off the bench or for some odd reason start at shooting guard or something like that. But I feel like Vucevic should go back to the Orlando Magic. The reason I say that is because it's really the same thing as Khris Middleton, where he just found a system that works out for him. Yeah, Vucevic isn't really going to win you a championship, but he goes back to the Magic. It was cool that they made the playoffs. Maybe they build upon that. And that's fine, man. That's just, he gets paid. He gets to be an all-star, gets to play in the weaker Eastern Conference. A little bit weaker. I think it's a little bit more balanced these days, but not as much as some people probably think out there. But yeah, and then we got the worst landing spot being listed as the Dallas Mavericks. Once again, I disagree with this. I feel like a team of Vucevic, Kristaps, and Luka Doncic is actually really nice. And the reason I say that is because we don't exactly know what Porzingis is going to be like when he's back. He might not be the same player, man. 7'3" with a lower body injury. Sometimes those guys don't bounce back. So, if anything, let's say Kristaps gets re-injured or something like that. At least you got Vucevic for some backup. Vucevic is an all-star player, so that would be good just for some insurance right there. Or if anything, those guys play together. Both can stretch the floor. Both can rebound, play on the inside, all that good stuff. So, yeah, man, I don't think it's a bad choice. Sure, maybe they would prefer to get a Kemba Walker or somebody like that. But hey, Vucevic, I still think he's a nice player. He's only 28. It's not like he's out of his prime. If anything, he's in his prime. Next up, we got Al Horford. So the best landing spot is the Boston Celtics. I agree and disagree with this a little bit, man, because yes, he should take his $30 million, but the Boston Celtics, if they lose Kyrie Irving, that team is going to be very interesting. Like, I'm going to base my opinion on them, like, based off, like, their first 20, 30 games in the NBA season. I have a feeling like they come out on fire, and Jason Tatum takes, like, that next level as, like, an all-star / superstar. And, yes, Al Horford would be a big part of that. Or maybe the team struggles, and it's like, okay, Al Horford getting a bit older. Maybe he should be ring chasing at this point. But I do think the $30 million is definitely a pretty good swing of opinions right there. So, yeah, maybe he comes to the team, plays for them for the last season, and then eventually goes somewhere else if the team doesn't find success, or they find success and he just stays with them for the rest of his career. For the worst landing spot, we have the Brooklyn Nets. So I have not heard like any rumors about this whatsoever. I mean, sure, I guess if they sign Kyrie Irving, Al Horford, and Kyrie do have chemistry, but from like a worst landing spot standpoint, I do see Al more as a center than a power forward these days. I do like Jarrett Allen a lot. I just don't think it really makes sense, and I would like to see the Nets use that money, for some other pieces out there. Maybe a bit of like a stretch forward. I mean, yes, Al Horford could be that, but more like an athletic-based guy, somebody a bit younger that can like run the court with Kyrie and the guys like that. So I don't know, man. And by the way, let me just say real quick here, I feel so bad for D'Lo, because like D'Lo getting replaced by Kyrie, it sounds like, just like Isaiah Thomas was replaced by Kyrie. Next up, we got Jimmy Butler. So we got the best landing spot, the Philadelphia 76ers. This is interesting because I do feel like Jimmy Butler was the better player between him and Tobias Harris on the 76ers. So like, if they do decide to get Jimmy Butler back, I still think there's like another gear he could probably hit with this team. But that's assuming they don't get Tobias back, because I don't feel like they need to spend the max contracts on both of these players. Get Jimmy Butler back, use the money you would have used on Tobias, get a better bench, get some decent role players out there. I mean, it's kind of why I miss Dario Saric and Robert Covington on the squad, because like those are like glue guys that championship teams need. And I feel like, Jimmy Butler he would be fine in the 76ers. If he wants to spend the rest of his career there, I'm cool with that. For the worst landing spot, we do have the Clippers. I do agree with this one also, because the Clippers, if you insert Kawhi Leonard or a healthy Kevin Durant on the Clippers, that team probably wins a championship, or definitely is like a top 3 running for it. As much as I do like Jimmy Butler, this means no disrespect towards him, but I don't think Jimmy Butler can be the number 1 option on a championship team. I just don't think he's that anymore in his NBA career. He's still a great player, man, but I kind of like the idea of him going to like the Lakers and being like the 3rd option out there, or staying on the 76ers and you have like Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and a great scorer in JJ Redick. I think that's kind of what his best bet is at this point. Next up, we got Kemba Walker. So the best landing spot, we got the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, yeah, if he's looking to get paid, of course. It says right here, 5-year, $221 million contract. So yes, he will get his money, man. Starting salary of $38 million, that's unbelievable. Now, if he's looking to get W's out there and sacrifice some of the money, then he goes elsewhere. You got to keep in mind too, man, if he goes to a team like the Lakers, then just the chance for like sponsorships and things like that, and just like really promoting his brand in a bigger market, is a lot higher than it is on the Charlotte Hornets. That's no disrespect towards the Hornets. It's just like there's opportunities to make money and endorsements and things like that in a team like the Lakers, playing with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. For the worst landing spot, we have the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I don't know if this guy is just like a Dallas Mavericks hater or something like that, because once again, I don't see anything wrong with the team of Kemba Walker, Luka, and also Kristaps Porzingis, and then some bench players. Nothing wrong with that. And keep in mind, guys, I'm not reading the article because that's somebody else's opinion. I want to give you guys my opinion on the headline. So if you're like reading the article and you're like, Crispy, it says right there. This is just my opinion straight up. Next up, we got Klay Thompson. So we got the best landing spot, Golden State Warriors. I do agree with this too, man. Now, if he was completely healthy, I would have some arguments. But I mean, let's be honest. Klay Thompson, we have no idea what player he is going to be once he comes back from injury. He might just end up being a catch-and-shoot player for the rest of his career, man. We really don't know, which is still great because he's one of the best shooters of all time. But the thing about Klay Thompson is that if he stays with the Warriors, Warriors fans are going to sacrifice next season, and they are not really going to be trying to rush back Klay Thompson. Now, if Klay Thompson goes to a team like the Knicks or whoever, and it's like, you're paying a max contract, the fans are going to be antsy for him to return. And we know this man, come on, man, shot free throws on a torn ACL. Like, he's going to probably rush himself back a lot sooner than he should, and he could get re-injured. So I like the Golden State Warriors solely for the fact that he can actually recuperate from his injury at his own pace, get healthy, and call it good. For the worst landing spot, says who knows. Yeah, we don't really know what player he becomes when he's back from injury, so who knows, man. That's a good way to put it. Kyrie Irving, we have the best landing spot, Brooklyn Nets. So, of course, Kyrie did grow up as a New Jersey Nets fan, so it would be cool seeing his career kind of come full circle and go to the Brooklyn Nets. Now, is this the best choice? I don't think so. I still think it's the Lakers. I still think him going to the Lakers and being able to kind of play like a more like chillax role with AD and LeBron ends up with him winning championships. Do I feel like Kyrie can win a championship on the Brooklyn Nets? I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like that team's good. That team's like a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. I just don't know if Kyrie can be the number 1 option and win rings. So if he just wants to go, I don't know, man. I don't think it's the best landing spot. It's not a bad choice, but I think post Anthony Davis, there's better trades out there. There's better opportunities, better teams he can sign with. And we all know he wants to play with AD anyway. So, and he's been talking to LeBron for the past few months. Makes more sense to me. For the worst landing spot, we got Boston Celtics. I've gone into great detail about this in other videos, so I'm not going to spend too much time with this one. But long story short, I always thought with the Boston Celtics and Kyrie Irving, it was a battle of 2 different play styles. The Celtics wanted to play this certain team style of basketball. Kyrie's kind of more like a hero ball type of guy, an isolation type of guy. The 2 play styles just never meshed well together, and therefore the Celtics did not have great success with Kyrie as their starting point guard. I mean, come on, man. That's just how it is. Next up, we got Kawhi Leonard. So the best landing spot being the Toronto Raptors. Yup, won a championship. Canada loves you. You can stay there for the rest of your career. I know you're a very low-key guy. Get paid your max money. Maybe win another championship. Who knows? And you just stay there and you just become like a god, a goat, a legend of Canada. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And then for the worst landing spot, the Los Angeles Lakers. And I did read a little bit about this one. And pretty much he's saying because he thinks Kawhi Leonard would be a third option. No, he would at least be a second option. He might be the first option, man, because I think I would probably take Kawhi Leonard over Anthony Davis. And then Davis does his thing on the inside. LeBron, who is like, 35, 34, whatever, would be more of in the playmaking role. And, of course, you got Kuzma out there. Hell no, man. This would be a great fit. What do you mean worst landing spot? No, that's just wrong. I can't really put it beyond that. Like, Kawhi, no matter where he goes, is gonna get buckets and going to get his numbers up. And then finally, we have Kevin Durant. So the best landing spot, Golden State Warriors. And keep in mind, this is a injured Kevin Durant. I agree this is the best landing spot. Same reason as Klay Thompson, gets to stay on the team and just get healthy at his own pace. We do know that the reason he got injured probably was because rushing back from his other injury a bit too quick. Would hate to see that again. Would hate to see him go to the Knicks and get rushed back because the Knicks fans would be impatient. Stay with the Warriors. Once you're back, you got Stephen Curry, maybe Klay Thompson back out there. That team contends. You'd be good to go. Low pressure situation now. And for the worst landing spot, any team that will rush his recovery, kind of just explained that. So yeah, not really going to talk too much about that one anymore. But yes, guys, that is the end of the video. I think this was actually really well put together. A few I definitely disagreed with, but a lot I do agree with here too, man. So give me your thoughts and opinions. What do you think all these free agents should sign with? Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to read like more in depth in the article, feel free to do so. Link to that in the description below. All right, guys. Peace out, my friends.